Hi everyone and welcome to an all new episode of Team Pumpkin presents Human Behind the Marketer, created by Punctuate. Before we go any further, let me warn you. Grab those biscuits and make some tea because things are about to get snacky. Krishnarao Buddha of Parle Products has over 3 decades of experience in this industry. Under his leadership, the brand has made some crucial pivots, retiring a couple of brands that weren't as feasible, as well as bringing a few of them back. So, now that we know the marketer, let's go meet the human. Actually, once again, formally, thank you so much for being a part of Human Behind the Marketer. And especially आज Parle office आके the child inside me is very happy. How do you resist from snacking all the time? It would be a major challenge for me.
The day I joined, I tell you, for the first 6 months, I relished upon my favorite biscuit brand, Monaco. But after that, slowly and steadily, I started moving slightly away, and occasionally, so I started tasting Monaco. So likewise, when I got an opportunity to work on my favorite brands, be it the confectionery brands or the biscuit brands, so it was really fun. Yes, initially there was a lot of temptation to try them, but yeah, over a period of time, I think somewhere, so you need to bring in that restraint, and you try to make a balance, so on and off you keep tasting those products.
So which would be your favorite snack from the Parle family if you had to choose?
Yeah, so I think I have fond memories of Melody. I think I just love Melody. So though I'll be very honest that my first eclair was a Dairy Milk eclair, a competition brand as a kid. But once I tasted Melody, I never went back to any other brand, because I felt Melody, it's a very unique offering.
Yeah.
So the taste is really chocolatey, and I still keep questioning myself, ये Melody इतनी chocolatey क्यों है?
Perfect. So like you said, 23 years and 30 years overall, I think over 30 years for that matter. So I'm pretty sure that all our viewers are very intrigued to know how it all started. So maybe we can start a little bit from your childhood or pre-marketing days, upbringing, आप कहाँ से हो? How did you come here? How did it all started for you?
Okay, so my father served Indian Railways. So as a result, he was posted at several places, and I spent a large part of my childhood in places like Katni, Itarsi, Gadarwada, and then predominantly in a place called Manmad. So that's in Nasik district, and I did my schooling and a part of college also when I was in Manmad. So as I grew, so I felt probably I would go in for some government job, okay. But as I grabbed and gathered knowledge about opportunities, as India was on the cusp of explosion in terms of the economy, boom in the economy. I felt that there was tremendous potential in corporate India, and that's when I decided that I would take up management as my specialization.
Like a quick follow-up from what you said, the places that you grew up with and your experience, with your father's job and all, do you think it's somewhere better equipped you to work for a market as diverse as India?
Yeah, so again, so maybe, so when I was probably in the 5th or 6th standard, so my mom would send me to buy vegetables, and my dad, and I would also accompany my dad to buy vegetables. And actually there somewhere I got some sort of training as to how to deal. I'm saying as trivial things as vegetables. I'm saying, but I think definitely there I sort of learned a leaf or two in terms of how to deal on various initiatives. But having said that, during my stint with Uncle Chips, I got a lot of exposure, a lot of understanding about overall business management. Say for example, during my 2-year stint at Uncle Chips, I managed to execute about 22 consumer promotions.
Wow.
So I think that was a wealth of experience, okay, how to execute, how to plan. During such times, the interactions with vendors, the negotiation skills, etc. I think those were the few sort of learnings which helped me shape up to what I am today. And I think I try and put to use all my skills to make brand Parle stand out.
That makes sense. So, is there any story or any incident that stands out in this entire experience?
In what context?
Okay, so we'll diversify it. So first, maybe in the context of your marketing experience, right? Because like you said, with Uncle Chips, there's a wealth of work. With Parle Products, we have seen some amazing campaigns. G Mane Genius. We've seen hide and seek campaign, which was run with Hrithik Roshan for revival of the brand, things like that. So maybe on a marketing front, कोई एक campaign story
Yeah, sure.
जो बहुत मजा आया आपको करने.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, how can I forget? So I'll tell you, as soon as I joined Parle,
Yeah.
I was given the mandate to manage the Marie biscuits. So as it was called Marie Choice then,
Yeah.
so we decided to launch and somewhere down the line we were not heading in the right direction as far as Marie category is concerned, considering that the competition is a leader. And we came up, actually it was the chairman's idea, and he suggested why is Marie consumed, and particularly in a particular geography.
Yeah.
So eastern geography, so in East India, and within East West Bengal per se is the largest contributor or consumer of Marie biscuits. So it was suggested, and it was basically the chairman asked, why do people in Bengal consume so much of Marie? And one of the reasons cited was they have digestion related concerns. Okay, so in the olden days, India as a country evolved over a period of time. India, we've seen infrastructure getting built over the past 2-3 decades. But earlier, it was the coastal part of the country, right from let's say Mangalore, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, AP, coastal AP, Andhra Pradesh, West Bengal, Assam. The entire coastal belt was milk deficit area.
Oh, okay.
So they could not get milk. The staple food of these people was predominantly rice and meat,
Okay.
because there was no vegetation as well. Transport was not that great. It was very expensive to carry perishables. As a result, people developed habits of non-vegetarian food.
Yeah.
So rice, fish or meat
Yeah.
was consumed in large quantities, which also led to digestion related concerns. As a result, to balance, Marie biscuit is consumed a lot more.
Oh, wow.
And the chairman said, okay, if that's the case,
Yeah.
can we look at launching what is called as a biscuit which will aid digestion? And thus came into existence Digestive Marie. So Digestive Marie was launched in 2006.
Yeah.
I think Digestive Marie campaign was one of the most exciting campaigns ever in the history of Parle.
Yeah.
One of the largest, one of the biggest in every aspect. It was a huge multimedia campaign. So for the first time, we roped in a celebrity. We roped in Kajol as a brand ambassador. We shot film with her, which was led with a teaser followed by a revealer. And we did not leave any stone unturned. So be it television, be it print, be it outdoor, be it cinema, or be it SMS, you name it, and every campaign was, every medium was used to promote Digestive Marie. And in what way? Actually, it became a case study. It became a talk of the town across corporate circles, across consumers. and what fabulous response we received from our consumers. And I think Digestive Marie is one such case where I can say it was really amazing bringing it to the shape it is.
Before we end the first segment, just one question, Krishna. So, when you were growing up, was it always marketing? Like, have you studied marketing? How did that whole thing happen?
Yes. After 12th, so I went on to choose electronics as my specialization during my bachelor's in science. And thereafter, I thought my path would be to go for competitive exams. And I did appear for a few competitive exams. So till such time, I had not decided upon management. In fact, one fine day, my brother suggested, why don't you join MPM? And I said, what is MPM? He said, Masters in Personnel Management. So I said, wow, this seems to be interesting. So let's look at it. And actually, I enrolled myself. And I did pursue 1 year of it. It was a master's course. I did pursue. And once I joined the course is when I got to know about yet another course, diploma. One could do a PG diploma in marketing as well. And I choose to do the diploma as well. And that is the time when I really felt that diploma is not really enough. I need to really go in for a rigorous program. And that was the time when I started going through newspapers and looking at the kind of opportunities that the market is demanding for. So when I looked at it, initially it was like a lot of demand for management graduates with either marketing or finance background. Those days, finance was really big. But somehow I felt I'm not really fit for finance. So I thought, okay, I'd rather go for marketing. And like I said, I always had a definite flair to be able to speak to people. So I'm relatively far more extrovert than an introvert. So I can like mingle, I can talk to people easily. And I felt what better than marketing. And so one more thing actually. So during such time, the first year I had loads and loads of health related issues. I was not a great eater of food. So I used to be extremely selective. So I would say ye nahi chahiye, bas, simple food. And maybe that caused my health issues because every month I was falling ill. And though it was not major, but it was not good. And I felt if I am choosing marketing, this is not really going to be able to sustain and help me. So I need to really build good health. And fortunately, I came across, so I attracted that, and I came across certain books which gave me insights and benefits of eating greens and also maintaining a certain diet. And that's when I decided that I'm going to be able to eat anything, absolutely anything. I won't ever say no to anything at all. And I think that definitely transformed me along with a regime. So that has helped me. And from there on, I think I made my move into marketing as a sort of
Professional.
my destiny, I would say.
What you think is very relevant now. I'm really glad you shared with us this today. So you technically went healthy before it was cool.
Yes.
And going forward also, even during the course of this conversation, any stories that come back to you, please do share.
Yes.
Because
So I definitely want maybe to quickly tell you a story of Rola Cola.
please do.
So Rola Cola, of course, we launched Poppins and we launched Rola Cola, and Rola Cola went on to become an instant hit. So that was the time when cola as a beverage was at a premium. Okay, so when I'm saying it's relative, things. So I'm talking about 3 decades ago, 4 decades ago, when cola was an occasional phenomenon. One could not afford. Of course, in the last 3 decades, what we have seen is India has undergone massive reforms in terms of the increase in disposable incomes. Okay, so earlier a cola drink was an aspiration. Okay, once in a while, once in a blue moon. So we said, okay, if it is so aspirational, can we bring it at a 1 rupee price point and give it in a roll format so that people can relish? So people loved it. So, but over a period of time, slowly and steadily, somewhere we felt that Rola Cola was losing its relevance. And during one of our rationalization exercise, we decided to discontinue Rola Cola. This was way back in 2007.
Okay.
And we almost forgot about it. Till 2019, March 2019, there was some gentleman from Kerala who tweeted asking, get back Rola Cola. Please get back Rola Cola, and it was marked to Parle. And our digital agency showed it to us and asked us how do we respond. And we took actually 1 day to discuss and deliberate over it. And we went back, we said, okay, you get us 10,000 retweets and we will launch it. And actually, in a span of less than 30-35 days, we got more than 10,000 retweets. And then the onus was upon us, and we said, okay, now we need to really get swing back into action. And we immediately worked on the packaging. So consumers actually went on to share anecdotes and their fond memories. When they've said that they used to, as a kid, they would actually use these tablets, put it in water, melt it, and have it as a cola.
Wow.
So it was you can say garibon ka cola.
So with this, we move to the next segment of the show, which is keeping it real. Now, this segment is essentially what Human Behind the Marketer is based on, right? Here, because we try to meet the human, the person who is behind the marketer, their choices, their thought process, everything, what they stand for, right? So I'll get right to it now. Because you've been working in this industry for such a long time, you've seen the evolution, right? And I'm not sure, like, from back when I think TVCs were more dominant to now social media, AI, everything, right? So how do you think the industry has fundamentally changed since you first started out?
I think, over the course of time, we've seen massive changes across. So I remember good olden times when I joined marketing. So artworks were given in the form of bromides. So I don't know today's marketers. Today's marketers would know even about bromides, because obviously they would not have ever seen that. But we would actually get artworks, packaging artworks or posters, danglers, etc., all in the form of a bromide. And there would be a butter paper, and we would write comments, changes, etc., and all of that. So bromide is a paper actually, and which is actually used to make plates or cylinders.
Oh wow!
So that used to go as an input for making artworks or to make cylinders, etc. So that is one aspect of it. Say artworks, how they have evolved. But I'm saying even medium. So from a time where print used to dominate, so print as a medium dominated almost through the 70s, 80s and even 90s and early 2000s. So I'm not saying that print is out. Today even today print is a strong medium, but largely we see that print gets a better response, particularly in the vernacular languages more than the English languages. The English reading audiences have moved from the physical paper to digital modes of gathering news. Okay, I would say WhatsApp itself is a competition to newspaper or any news, because through WhatsApp you are getting news. It's an alternative. Okay, so that's the kind of evolution that we have seen. From there to television, from the good olden Doordarshan days to, I remember times when we would switch on the TV even before 7 o'clock, 6:30, 7 o'clock, and there would be only the rainbow bands, and there would be a loud noise, and we would wait until the time the music would begin of Doordarshan, and people generally, because they did not had much to do, they would end up watching even a show like Amchi Mati Amchi Mansa. So, because people loved it,
Yeah.
okay, so they wanted to just watch television from there. Also, I remember when we would have cricket matches.
Yeah.
So there were very few households which would have television, and friends would gather at a place and watch. So it was a group viewing. Similarly, for the case of Ramayana, Mahabharata, and many other serials and all, so there were times where there would be a group watching, and absolutely nothing on the road. Everybody would want to watch the soaps. From that time to a time where now I decide, as a viewer, every Indian decides what he or she wants to watch at what time. So it is the time of video on demand. Earlier there was a time when a show would say "9 baj gaye kya,"
Yeah.
and the streets would be all empty. Okay, and people would rush back home to watch, to catch the show.
Yeah.
Today I don't have to do that. I can be at home midnight, 1 o'clock, I can watch a particular show.
Yeah.
And so that's the change that I have seen. We have seen in the last 10 years, digital is catching up very, very, very fast. Data prices have gone down. 2016, I remember Jio came with a free data plans. There were people queuing up to get a Jio SIM. 2017 was the year for the others, Airtel, Idea, Vodafone. They also doled out 4G data, so high speed data. So there was no buffering, so you could have actually live streaming. From there to various initiatives like removal of multiple taxes or introduction of GST. That's a key phenomena in the country. So introduction of internet 4G, introduction of GST and demonetization, and then of course followed by COVID. So these are the key events which have taken place in the last decade or so, and which have shaped up the future India. When I say that, COVID, pre-COVID, as parents, responsible parents, one would say, one would actually ask the child not to touch a gadget, be it a mobile phone or a tablet or a desktop or a laptop. But during COVID, parents were forced to dole out small devices, small screens, tablets, laptops to children and ask them to please attend the classes through the devices. So what happened essentially is the barrier of cost went away. People handed over devices to all the members in the household because each one had to do work from home. And along with that, data prices, low data prices or Wi-Fi, access to Wi-Fi became a key trigger for the next generation media. So as you got accustomed as a young child who's studying in standard 1 or even lower, senior KG probably, who were doing classes on along with the parents on the device, they started getting very easily accustomed to consumption of media on devices. So it could be a game, it could be a show, it could be a kid show, it could be whatever. Some kind of content was got started consuming by the audiences, which is clearly a shift. So those audiences in the next few years, when they grow up to be young kids and teenagers, they are likely to steer away from conventional medium like television. They might be the digital born or digital savvy kids. Okay, so to ensure that we do not alienate any of our audiences, we always ensure that we keep changing and we keep moving wherever there are eyeballs. So if the eyeballs are slightly moving out of television to digital, so we want to be present. This year's calendar, it's chock-a-block with large tentpole activities. Beginning now with the with the Ram Lalla event at Ayodhya. I think it's already big. This will soon be followed with T20 World Cup, T20 World Cup. Before that, in fact, IPL Women, then IPL, and then followed by T20 World Cup, followed by Olympics. This year we have Olympics as well happening. And most importantly, during the time March, April, May, we'll have the Lok Sabha election, which is a very, very big event. So this year is Choco Block with a lot of initiatives and events, and it gives opportunities for advertisers, for consumers to have a better interaction with brands. And yeah, I think we are looking at having all these initiatives or as a great platform for us to reach our audiences.
As a marketer, what do you think has been the toughest decision you've had to take?
I think every day I have a lot of tough decisions to make. But yeah, so if you were to ask, actually, yeah, so we have an annual ritual. I spoke about it. I touched upon the topic of rationalization when I spoke about Rola Cola. So rationalization is something where I really feel is one of the very, very toughest things to do. So wherein it's mandated, it comes right from the management, and in fact we pass it on to the teams, saying that you need to be absolutely out of your emotions. Though it's very easily said, it's extremely difficult. Even if a brand is very small, to get rid of a brand is the most painful decision, I think. I think rationalization may, but we have to take a hard decision, because we believe, say for example at Parle, we operate with almost about 400 SKUs. So we have about more than 50 brands and 400 SKUs. So imagine the plight of my frontline salesman when he goes to a mom and pop shop and he starts calling out the brands. He says, Parle se aaya hu, ₹2 वाला पार्ले जी, 3 वाला पार्ले जी, 4 वाला पार्ले जी, 5 वाला पार्ले जी, 10, 20, 40, and then crackjack and Monaco and hide and seek and top. So बोलता बस इतना पैसा नहीं है मेरे पास. And then you have Mango Bite, Kiss Me, Melody and all. So it becomes extremely difficult. So इतने brands. So what happens is every retailer will say मेरे को एक top के brand दे दो, बाकी का बाद में देखेंगे. From our perspective, we are not doing enough justice to all our brands. They are not getting. So एक बार वो call out करेगा तो दुकानदार बोलेगा हाँ ये तो बिकता है दे दे. But वो call out ही नहीं करेगा क्योंकि उसको और दुकान भी करनी है. So it's going to be extremely challenging. So our philosophy is very simple. We say that every year we should knock off at least 100 SKUs.
Okay.
So which are maybe around 50 tons a month or 100 tons a month. We just want to remove them out of the system. So our belief is that if we remove these 100 SKUs, we can give an opportunity to a new entrant, a new brand, which can become a 100 crore brand. So you are giving a better chance to a new brand to make it a 100 crore brand. So we are saying please make way, and we want something else to introduce it, because we have given a fair shot, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, but वो brand बिक ही नहीं रहा है किसी वजह से, for some reason. So we say okay, can we just get rid of it? So I think this is very easily said, but it is extremely painful and emotional. I think that is the most toughest decision that I have to make.
We speak a lot about trends that are to come, right, in general. And I'd like you to touch upon that, but I would want you to start with which is this one marketing trend or medium or anything that you wish existed back when you started.
So my key word is specialization now. So every genre, so you have music channels, you have movie channels, you have news channels, you have general entertainment channels, you have youth channels, you have English GEC channels. So there is specialization. So I don't know 30 years ago if there was let's say a spine specialist. Okay, क्योंकि यार मेरे को I have some spinal problem and I would go to a specialist. 30 years ago there was just a doctor. But in the last 30 years there is micro specialization that is taking place. and we say ki, okay, if there is a brain and spine doctor, so brain doctor is different and spine doctor is different.
Yeah.
So I think this is the day and age of extreme specialization, and we have seen that happening in marketing as well. So I think the key is to move towards extreme specialization. I think narrowing your focus will always yield extreme marketing results. If you are digressed, it will be extremely difficult for you to yield results. But if you are focused, the chances of your success are immense. One example of that is hide and seek. Okay, so hide and seek, when it started, was a very small choco chip cookie. So there was no category in the country about 25-30 years ago. So we started as the only fish in that pond, and we had a very small pond. Today, that in like 25 years, this pond has grown really large, and now we see a lot of other entrants coming into that pond. So that's the key, I would say. That's the trend, or that's the point I would want to emphasize upon. That I think specialization and focus, narrowing your focus, is extremely critical to marketing success.
I have to share one of my Parle memories. Like,
Please do.
Like I was saying earlier. So, for 12 years of my life, I have traveled through a lady special train. And for those who might not know, who are not from Bombay, lady special, so जो local trains होती है, every morning there are 3 trains which are specially for women, and every evening there are 3 trains specially for women. And in spite of that, it is very crowded always. And I used to travel from Mira
That's
Road.
Bombay.
Yeah, I mean, people would think कि चलो सिर्फ women है तो it will be empty, but never. And we would travel from Mira Road to Chani Road, and later from Mira Road to Bandra. But for 12 years, एक ही train 911, and it would cross Vile Parle around 9:40, 9:41, and we would get this strong fragrance of the biscuits being baked, the chocolates being made. I don't know what exactly the fragrance was, but it was the best part of the morning.
Yes.
It was like the much needed wake up. So today when we entered the office, it was like this wave of nostalgia.
Wow.
For us.
Amazing. It is extremely emotional in that sense, and especially for people residing in and around Vile Parle, it's of extreme importance in their life, because we used to have a factory siren at 8 o'clock and 5 o'clock shift hours, and people would actually match their time with the siren. And unfortunately, so when we started our factory many decades ago, this used to be the northern suburb and almost like a village. Okay, I would equate not even Virar, even beyond Virar, maybe Dahanu or something, something like that, or even beyond. So it used to be that small village, but today it's become a center point and a key part of the city. And it became extremely difficult for us to sort of sustain here, and as a result we moved our factory from here to Kopoli in 2016. That was again yet another emotional moment for the organization at large, but yeah.
So this brings us to the final segment of the show, which is a bit of fun and games, rapid fire of sorts. This segment is called Who is Krishnarao Buddha, because we're trying to meet the person behind the marketer, right? So we have some very light questions. We try to keep it quick. First thing that comes to your mind, anything. So as candid as possible.
Absolutely not prepared. Okay.
But that's the best part, right?
Yeah.
We're going for as candid as possible.
Yeah.
Right? And very basic questions, so nothing to worry there.
Okay.
So who is Krishnarao Buddha when he's not working?
Yeah, when I'm not working, I'm a husband, I'm a dad. Yeah, and I'm a friend.
And your favorite food, and from where?
My favorite food is at home. Yeah, so I love Daliya with Dal.
Your favorite hangout spot?
Don't have any as such, yeah, but wherever I am, I try to make it a favorite spot. So it could be home, it could be my friend's place, or wherever. So
any book that you're reading right now?
So I am rereading the book of 22 Immutable Laws in Marketing by L. Rice and Jack Trout.
Okay. any movie or show that you're streaming right now?
I just completed Scam second part.
And if not a marketer, who would you be?
I would have been an actor.
Oh wow. Did you try for anything ever?
Yes, I have done modeling for almost about 6 to 7 ads.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Were these Parle ads or
No,
like
no,
overall?
not for Parle. I've done for some other brands like
Okay.
Micromax phones. I've done for Quick Heal.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and a few others. IFCO Tokyo and insurance and a few.
One marketing jargon that you really don't like.
Marketing jargon. बताओ भाई राहुल तुम बताओ. Help me. So typically, frankly speaking, that's marketers love jargons. So I don't. It will be very difficult for me to say something that I don't like. But actually, our life revolves around a lot of jargons.
Yeah.
And I think I don't have anything that I dislike about jargons.
Okay.
I think that makes us who we are.
Yeah.
Jargons makes us who we are.
One of your favorite ads of all time, which is not from Parle.
I think I quite liked the Vodafone ads.
Yeah.
The Vodafone ads, the Zuzu ads,
Yeah.
and even the earlier ones. I'm saying talking right from the time it was called Hutch, the dog,
Yeah.
the little puppy ads. I think they're quite memorable. I quite loved those ads.
And last, one jingle that you really love. Again, nothing from Parle.
So I think I have a strong memory of the Vicco Vajradanti
Yeah.
jingle. Like somehow whenever I hear those, or even when I recall about Vicco Vajradanti advertisements, I instantaneously connect with myself to a location where I am about to enter
Yeah.
a movie theater, and this ad would be running there.
Yeah.
And I would be scouting कि मेरी जगह किधर है. But that's the kind of memory that I have. But I loved Vicco ads. They've sort of focused on a medium.
Yeah.
They're focused on a medium like cinema houses. Okay, so their ads are available. Probably they do have television advertisements as well, but they're focused on a particular medium. Even that's a par.
Yeah. That's good. Thank you so much for being a part of Human Behind the Marketer. I hope this episode was as enjoyable as your tea and biscuits.